Hi everyone, and thank you for tuning back into Aaron Meets World. My name's Aaron, and in this episode I am going to be doing a review of my wife's Peace and Justice lightsaber that we built at Savi's workshop in Galaxy's Edge. So like I said, this is my wife's. I went with Elemental Nature, although to be honest, I was very torn. Peace and Justice was the other style of lightsaber that I was considering, because it is much more reminiscent of your typical Jedi lightsaber, like this one, and especially some of the other parts that were available that she could have used. Definitely made me think of many Jedi's lightsabers, from Luke's to some of the other prequel Jedi like Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. So it definitely gives you that kind of classic Jedi feeling with the lightsaber hilt parts. But what I really like about this one, by comparison to all of my other lightsabers, which includes the Darth Maul, the Luke, Rey, and my Elemental Nature, is that this one doesn't really have any sharp edges. It's fairly smooth, even in places where it looks like edges could be sharp. So in terms of carrying it around, swinging it around, twirling it, it's actually the most comfortable of the 4 lightsabers that we purchased. So I do highly recommend this one, especially if it's one that you're going to be swinging around quite a bit. It has a nice look to it. It's shinier than the Elemental Nature is, although not quite as shiny as the Rey lightsaber or the Darth Maul. The character lightsabers do have more of a chrome finish to it. I don't know if that's the right term, but they're shinier. They definitely come off as more of a metal looking material than this does, and this is probably the most metal looking of the build your own lightsabers. However, they all are metal, so it's just kind of a look to it. I think these are probably painted pieces of metal, just from looking at it. I'm sure that's the case, especially with a few scratches here and there. Anyways, let me back up and swing it around a little bit so you can see it. Of course, it's daytime, so you can't really see this lit up too well. And most of the build your own lightsabers don't really have a fancy on-off switch. All of them pretty much come down to a light switch type thing. And the sounds on this one, because it's an Obi-Wan crystal, blue crystal, basically sound like Luke's, Rey's, Anakin's lightsaber. So they give you that old-fashioned projector hum, as opposed to some of the newer, more crackly ones. Anyways, with all the lightsabers that I purchased, I do highly recommend them. They are very cool, and even though a lot of people want to whine about the prices of a Galaxy's Edge lightsaber, they're actually a really good value. The build your own lightsabers being at $200, that $200 is not just covering the price of the saber. What you're getting in that price point also includes the blade. If you're gonna go get one of the character lightsabers, they're anywhere from 110, or actually that's what they used to be. I think most of them are starting around 130, 140 now, just for the hilt. And then for a blade, you're running between like 40 and 50 bucks for a short one, or one that's longer than this. This one you can't actually get separately, to my knowledge. It's the 32-inch, which is my favorite length. I believe those only come with the Savi's lightsabers. But then you're, yes, getting the blade, you're getting to choose a color crystal that can then work in the holocrons, and then you also get a case. So for and then you also have the show, the actors, and the lightsaber building experience. So as far as what's worth the money, I'd say that it actually is. It's not as expensive as you would think it would be. And if you were going to try to go online and buy a lightsaber of this quality at, you know, of Vader Vault, Ultra Sabers, that kind of thing, it would end up being way more expensive, and you wouldn't get a case. There's no lightsaber crystal. The blades aren't easily removable. They usually require a wrench or something like that to pop them out. Well, this one, you know, it's just twist and pull. So now these, despite being battle ready, I wouldn't say they're anything that you'd want to take into an actual like lightsaber competition if you were going to do the Ludo Sport, Saber Legion type things. So for that, you probably would want to get a battle graded lightsaber, in which case, yeah, they are going to be more expensive, especially if you want all the bells and whistles like sound. If you don't want sound, I think you could go on Ultra Sabers, probably get one for less than $200. That's going to be tougher than this and light up, probably brighter than this, but without the sound. It's probably like an extra 100, 150 if you want the sound involved. But anyways, these aren't too expensive. If you compare it to what's out there, it's a good value, and it's just really cool being able to carry it around the park, especially if you have it towards nighttime. These just really impress in lower light situations, while when it's sunny outside, you barely see it light up depending on what color you have. But they're fun, and if you're going to Galaxy's Edge, building your own lightsaber is the one thing I'd say you should do if you're going to do anything. I personally preferred it even to doing Smuggler's Run, because, you know, it's something you can bring with you. It's a memory of the park, and I mean, yeah, they're built from some of the same pieces that thousands of other people have built from, but it's fairly personalized. It feels like your lightsaber when you walk out of there, and that's what's special about it. So anyways, if you have any questions about any of the Savi's Build Your Own Lightsabers, please let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, please give me a like, please share, and please subscribe if you haven't. I do have a few more Galaxy's Edge oriented videos coming up, but we're getting towards the tail end of it. And if you haven't seen my other videos, I've already done quite a few Galaxy's Edge oriented videos, so feel free to jump into my history and take a look at those. Anyways, I will see you next time. Thanks for tuning in.